Outsider Soul. I'm Tony from the Outsider channel, and have I got a chicken soup for the soul type of vid for you today. We're taking a look back not only on the channel, but we're going to take a look back on my life as well. I made a video when I hit 1,000 subscribers a few years back. Feels like ages ago by now, but a lot of you missed it and a lot of you haven't seen it, and I've got a lot of new subscribers to the channel since then. 24,000 almost. I couldn't believe 1,000 people wanted to watch my videos, and I've grown a lot since then. The channel's grown a hell of a lot since then, and so has the video production in the videos that you guys have been watching. So it's a look back to give you guys a little bit of an idea of where I come from, my background in life and skateboarding, in my journey to get to this point in my life. It's been pretty interesting. Yeah, without further ado, stick around till the end too, because I'm going to give you guys a synopsis, a short story about my background in life, and then at the end I've got a little slideshow that I prepared for you guys. This is the video that I posted at 1,000 subscribers. I'll meet you on the other side.
Okay, let's do this. Grew up in Connecticut. I'm an East Coast transplant to the West Coast here in Southern California. And I grew up basically as a teenager as a skateboarder. My mother owned a skateboard park called the Playground in Connecticut. Probably one of the luckiest kids to have his own skate park. That was my life. I was lucky enough to get sponsored as a kid, and I moved out to California at like 19 and lived in a house with some of the best skateboarders in the world. I traveled around the world. I really lived this crazy life that was really removed from society at the same time. Long story short, things got crazy, cliches happened, people started to get some money, people started to drink too much, do some drugs, the lifestyle got a little bit gnarly, and at the same time, I had one of the worst injuries of my life. I totally turned my whole ankle. I didn't break it, but I tore all the ligaments in it, and it immediately flared up. I didn't know what the hell it was. It never happened to me before. I heard things pop, gross, I know. It happened. All of a sudden, a year later, my sponsors were getting on my butt. I missed a video part. I was just faced with like, what am I doing now? I didn't have a plan B. So basically, I just bought a one-way ticket back to Connecticut with no plan. It's one of the scariest things I've ever done, especially being a kid. And you know, I'm not complaining here. Being in that lifestyle, being a skateboarder, having that as your job and no responsibility is amazing on this side of things. But when that comes to an end and you don't have a plan and you didn't really think about it, you're thrown into kind of a world of crap because you have no skills. You don't even know what it's like to wake up on time to go to a job. You've never been in a social setting where you have to be professional. So, you know, I went back to Connecticut and I didn't know what to do. I stayed with my mom. I drove her crazy. I still kind of went out and partied and didn't care. And I realized pretty quickly that I was in over my head. I needed to get my crap together. So basically what I did is I just bit the bullet. I got a job at a snowboard ski shop. I went back to school, and I just kind of like became not a different person, but my priorities completely changed. You know, I still did skateboarding on the side, and I still had fun, had beers with friends, but I switched off that priority switch and moved into focusing on the rest of my life. You know, in your mid-20s, just starting college, I was like sometimes the same age as the friggin' teacher, and that's not embarrassing as much as it was a reminder of like, dude, stay on this path because this is the way you need to go. College happened. I just wasn't happy living in Connecticut for that time. I worked at an outdoors company. I did social media. I did digital marketing. But I didn't really like working there. I was very bored, and I was a lot of time being wasted just staring at the screen. So I got in touch with some old friends out here in California that I used to work with in a different way when I was younger, and I was just like, hey, I'm moving out here in 1 month, and I'm gonna come knocking on your door. So I just said, what the hell? I sold everything I owned in my apartment, and I packed up my car and I drove across the country for 2 weeks, saw the sights, did some good stuff. I ended up after 6 months getting a job in the skateboard industry, a new life that kind of brought me full circle. I work in skateboarding, and one of the reasons I'm able to do these videos and be able to ride so much is because I am able to distribute my time in my own way. Transitioning this into mountain biking is something I found after skateboarding. I got older, jumping down handrails and stairs, even though my brain said it was fun and I wanted to keep doing it, my body just said no. Some of you guys know the drill. I found mountain biking through some friends, and I picked it up kind of as a hobby, and got a whatever bike, I think a Giant Rain years ago in Connecticut, and when I moved out here I got an Intense Spider and started riding with people at work, and I was just freaking hooked. Like, I loved it. I felt like I was on a skateboard in a lot of ways. A lot of the movements on a mountain bike, when you pump into corners and you're at the bike park and you're transitioning your weight and you're distributing things, it felt so natural to me, and it felt like that thing that I started to miss from skateboarding. And I started to get that excitement again and passionate about something, and I just dove into it, and I've been hooked ever since. So for a few years now, I've been just like focused. I'm gonna sign off and just kind of get into the little slideshow I prepared for you guys. I hope it's not too cheesy. It was kind of like a nostalgia road I went down making it and finding these photos and putting this together. I got a little choked up last night when I put this together. It means a lot to me that you guys are tuning in. Thanks so much for being a part of the channel. This thing's just taken off. Okay, let's go.
Cheers, buddy.